Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's Moses, and welcome back again to another Sims 4 speed build. So, for this week's episode, I went for I believe the style, or at least the exterior of this house, would be called mid-century modern. I hope that's correct. I'm actually not 100% sure, but I believe looking at this, it is in fact a mid-century modern house. So first things first is that I do believe I change it because right now it's still there we go. So yeah, as you can see, the first floor is actually low height and the second floor is medium. Generally, if I would ever make them different, which I would never actually ever do, I would make it, the first floor would be the medium, second one would be lower. But for some reason, while doing this house, it just worked out a lot better like this. I don't know. It just looked very good. So yeah, I tried to go for a very, funky look here and there, because obviously mid-century modern had some strange designs, deluded ideas of what's of what is modern. But yeah, so the exterior has definitely got a mid-century modern look. But my interior that I did for this house was, I think, a lot more modern, like today's modern, very very modern, as a matter of fact. And then, yeah, decided not to actually do anything on the left side for the second floor because, I don't know, just add some variety into the house. And I don't know, I think personally it turned out to look pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So I just actually want to say thank you again to everybody. We reached 500 the other day, and before I could wipe out my eyes and be super stoked about it, I was already sitting at 700. So the response has just been absolutely incredible. I'm blown away that people would actually want to watch my stuff. And then just the comments have been, it's just so fun to actually go on and read all of them. I do try and reply to every single one. Of course, I don't, though. But yeah, I reply to as many as I possibly can. I definitely read every single one. I've read all of them. And yeah, again, guys, if you have any sort of input or anything that you want to add, please do. Like, I am all ears, and I'm listening. I am listening. We had a request. It was just one request, but we had a request for a cafe, and yeah, that was the previous video. Was a cafe. I went ahead and did that. So seriously, if you have a request, I am listening. I am all ears. So yeah, back to the build. The front garden I didn't actually want to do too much with. Didn't want to take away anything from the front of the house, and yeah, just I don't always want to go and do a garden, for me it's personally mostly about the house. Sometimes the garden adds a lot to it, all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes I just feel like it really is only the house that I'm concerned about. So yeah, I am recording this on a Wednesday. Well, not the actual house. I've built most of the houses like 2-3 episodes ahead. The audio now, I am recording on a Wednesday, and I believe tomorrow, Thursday, is when I'm leaving for Namibia. That or Friday, but at the moment it's still supposed to be tomorrow. So yeah, I won't, obviously be taking any requests for that time period. And there is a small possibility that there might be a week where there's no video, and that's probably going to be the week. While I'm there, on my way back, and once I get here, then I'd still have to probably do the newest video. I am trying to get as many ahead as possible, but yeah, like doing too much in a row, it like really it drains your inspiration. It's not that it's too time consuming. I mean, it does take a lot of time, don't get me wrong, but looking at it theoretically, there's enough time to do 1,000 houses before I leave. Like, well, not 1,000, but there's enough to do quite a few houses before I leave. But that's not the problem. The problem is coming up with different, unique ideas and things that actually look good. That's really tricky. I have already made the video for the one after this and another one after this, which I'm actually going to go and start doing now. But the one after this, I don't exactly want to give it away, but it is a club, like a very sort of industrial kind of club. It's not, I don't know, it's not one of my most favorite, I'll tell you that, but I feel like it's just because I don't quite know what exactly to do with clubs. So we'll see if you guys like it or not. It's obviously not as intensive as a house, but I don't know. Nonetheless, I think it doesn't look too bad. It's pretty decent. So yeah. Anyways, again, back to this house again, because I've spoken nothing about it. I did like those wood paneling stuff on the walls. I felt that was definitely a very mid-century kind of thing to do. Was having wood panels on the walls, or just on one wall. I ended up putting it both in the foyer as well as that dining room there. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. And again, obviously, like I've said before, I'm always worried that my kitchens come out the same, because I obviously really don't want them to. But this one, it is the first time I think I've used like this reddish shade of wood on almost anything, because generally I really don't like reddish looking wood. It's not nice. I don't know, I don't like it. But for this one, I don't think I could have made a better choice. It really looks so nice. I do change the tiles as well as the wall stuff, because it just wasn't working for me. But I'm happy I did, because here we go. Look at that. Everything just came together so nicely. Also, really cool kitchen design. I think it's different to the usual stuff. That's one thing I always aim for, is trying to make my kitchens look as different as possible to the last one, which is pretty hard to do sometimes. Like, really it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really bad at making a whole bunch of different kitchens. I don't know, but I'm happy with this one. It turned out quite well. And there's those posters I used there at the back as well. And I always thought, because the default one is the one with the chicken. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, the default one is always a chicken, and I actually, it never occurred to me that you could change it, like that it had a bunch of different looks to it, which was really cool, because it gave me an idea for something I do in the upstairs, what would you call it? The upstairs studio. I guess it's a studio, like an art studio. Oh, another thing. Before I ever start building a house, and I guess this is sort of a tip, I don't know, everyone has their own kind of style to everything, or the way they approach stuff, but the way I would go ahead and build a house is I kind of first either go and make the Sims or just envision it in my head. Doesn't really matter, but you got to kind of know what type of characters would be living in this house, because that really helps you furnish it. If you have absolutely no idea what kind of people would be living in the house, it makes it hard to furnish it and give it like a personal touch. So yeah, the idea for this house was a writer and a artist. Yeah, and that's so the house is very arty, but at the same time it's really neat, and yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I think if an artist and a writer lived together, obviously the artist would probably decorate most of the house, but you definitely get a feel that there's a writer. You'll see, like in this TV room, I put up two, I believe it's like movie posters. You know, the framed movie posters, and like the idea for that is, he could have helped write some of the story for that movie, and obviously proud of it. So it's right there next to his television, nicely framed, really largely framed. Yeah, so that was the idea for that. So yeah, just always try and get an idea of who exactly it is that who you think is going to be living in the house. A lot of people have actually been asking me about putting stuff up on the gallery. That will take a little while. I am definitely working towards getting that sorted, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Because again, I am going up to Namibia for 3 weeks, or I believe it's up to the 20th of November. I think it's the 20th of November that I'll be there, which is a really long time. And I actually did not expect it to be that long, so I'm actually sure that I might be a video short, possibly even two. That's why I'm saying I think there'll be a week where there's not a video. I'm hoping it's at most just a week. I will obviously try and fill that gap still, but if I'm leaving tomorrow, we've got problems. We've got some serious problems. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know that I am going to get the gallery sorted. Don't worry about it. And then I think by that time the new Sims will be out. Is there 2 that's coming out though? Because I saw something about some apartment stuff, and I could have sworn I saw another one. Maybe I'm delusional. I'm not sure. Anyways, I put a fish tank in the wall and then decided to just reveal it with some windows, which I think is a pretty cool idea. I don't know. Let me know, because I thought it was cool. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm stupid. But I thought it was pretty cool. I did the same kind of thing with the club, although it was on a much larger scale. And I don't know. I thought it looked cool. You guys should just let me know. Let me know what you think. Yeah. So here we've got it's like another foyer, I guess, after the main foyer, and this is like the foyer into all the other bedrooms. And I went ahead and did those photos there. You can see they kind of clipped through the wall, and it did bother me, but it wasn't too bad. Like, you don't notice it that much, and I don't know, it's just the perfect stuff, the perfect pictures to go and put on that section of the wall, so I couldn't not do it. So I had to sacrifice a little bit of clipping there. But yeah, nonetheless, I think it looks good. And then there's like this white space. All right, I guess you can look at it as white noise. Yeah, white space that I don't know what to do with. And that happens a lot in some of my houses. And I feel bad about it. Like, there I go and put a little... That's the first time I've used that pot plant. But yeah, that's what I go and put there. Because like this whole foyer kind of felt like a white space to me. I wasn't sure what the heck I should be doing there. So I don't know. If you guys have like tips on... I actually feel bad for saying guys a lot now. I don't mean that specifically as in guys, because I know there's a lot of women watching as well. Lots of ladies, but guys I just mean as like a general term. So excuse me if that bothers anyone. I don't... Yeah. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. I was quite proud of this bathroom, by the way. Just thought I had to throw that in. That was definitely one of the most unique ones so far. and I try to get the same style going across all of my bathrooms. But yeah, let me know what to do with white space if any of you have any sort of tips on how to fill up spaces like that, because I honestly just never know. Just throw in a bunch of pot plants and hope it helps. And then yeah, going on to the next bathrooms. Of course, it's always a mission to get a unique look. But I don't know. I think all the bathrooms in this house, they are sort of similar to each other, except for the master bathroom, which was really cool that I put that candle frame thing there. But yeah, all the bathrooms in the house sort of look similar to each other, but they are more unique. Or they are unique. They're not that I've copied the shape before. I feel like I'm rambling again. Yeah, going to the master bedroom, I just had to have like a large mirror here. I thought it looked pretty cool. I don't know. I think it looks nice. And that's another thing that I struggle with, is specifically the master bedrooms. I don't know what it is that drives me up the wall so much. I know one of the things is that the beds and like the color palettes. And I mean, I've said this in I think just about every single video I do, but the color palettes drive me insane. Because, I mean, there are some nice ones, but sometimes it's just really not what you're looking for. But it's the only thing you're going to get that's remotely close to... That's remotely close to what you're looking for. So, yeah, I mean, I guess this is not such a bad-looking bedroom, master bedroom. But... I don't know. I always feel like it could be better. It really could be. I'm not fond. I'm not fond of it. And like I'm starting to run out of ideas on what to do on these side tables. Hopefully with the new expansions there'll be a lot more small clutter items. I'm not actually hoping for a lot of clutter items. I don't need more furniture. I don't need more televisions. I need small bits of clutter items. I really do. Because a lot of those together can like really bring together an entire room. Funny enough. But yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. All in all, it's not a bad bedroom. I think it looks pretty decent. And yeah, I think after this we're jumping over to the... it looks more like a spare bedroom, sort of, because it's, again, not gender specific, which is why I say it looks kind of like a spare bedroom, although it really isn't, because it looks like it's got too much of a personal touch, or maybe not, I don't know, but it looks really nice. I'm not gonna lie, I am quite fond of this bedroom. Bedrooms are, like my bathrooms, also something I try and keep as unique as possible. I actually took a double cupboard there, or took the same cupboard and just flipped it around, because the tall one's a bit too thin, which is really annoying, but well, what are you gonna do? You gotta make a plan. Sometimes in this game you gotta make a lot of plans, because there's a lot of things that just don't work. So yeah, I'm also hoping they add a lot of beds. I'm hoping they add like a ton of beds, alright? Like a ton of them. Because I'm also getting really annoyed with the beds in this game. But yeah, just again, trying to get unique stuff on the end table. Bits of clutter items. I'm always feel like I'm out of ideas. And I quite like this, you know, the tall shelf next to the short one, and then decorating it with some cool stuff. Yeah, I'm just doing the whole table trick again, just to get stuff in my own custom position, because otherwise it just keeps clipping on, and it just drives me insane. It's really a process. It's always such a process. And then just a little desk in here. There is another office upstairs, of course, but I felt like lately I don't have a lot of computers in the house, which I'm actually not sure. Like in our house, there's a computer in my room. There's one in the computer room, obviously. There's and then there's a laptop, but that comes and goes as my dad goes to work and comes back. And then while my sister was actually still living here, there was one in her room. So I guess that's for me that felt normal that everyone had one. I don't know, because I know that there's some people where there's like one computer in the house and it's a really crappy one. Because for some people computers just aren't a thing, and I don't know. You sometimes forget that. And then yeah, upstairs another foyer. I went really crazy with the foyers in this house, but this one I'm really fond of. Like this entire room is actually really empty, but for the first time, that emptiness feels like it actually serves a purpose. That sounds delusional and crazy, but I don't know. I really think it did. And without doing this intentionally, if you take a look again, you see it in the screenshot, so you could try and take a look at it now. That painting actually has a very similar color palette to the chairs, which is unintentional. Like you've got that light greenish chair, which kind of suits the background of the painting, the yellowish, orangey color. And then you've got the purple chair, which suits the wine itself. And then you've got the black chair, which kind of just brings it all in. I don't know. It was very unintentional, but that's just how it turned out. I kind of jumped back there to the TV room. I believe I changed it off camera, though. A little bit. Not everything, just like a slight bit there at the back. I'm actually not sure if I did it on camera. And now we're starting with the studio. Right now the walls are white. They end up being like a stripe pattern, red white stripe pattern, which might have ruined everything or it might not have. Again, not sure if I changed it on camera or off. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, so the studio, I basically obviously I just combined that with the study. I don't know. I think, why not? I mean, if I was a writer, I wouldn't mind, looking at some paintings and stuff while I were to write. I don't know. I see it as inspiration, kind of. So yeah, they're combined, and this room up here I use as a bathroom, which, look, it's a really big bathroom for a spare bathroom, just the random bathroom upstairs. Like the most it should actually have in is like a toilet and a basin. But I mean, it's got a toilet, a shower, a bath, it's got it all. But yeah, it just seems like it might have been a little bit much for just the bathroom upstairs. And I could have, I guess, made it like the spare bedroom or just something else, but I really felt like there needed to be a bathroom up here. Because can you imagine, having to walk downstairs, because, he's a writer, she's an artist, so they probably spend the entire day up here. So you'd probably end up going to the bathroom quite a bit from time to time. So can you imagine having to go down those stairs the whole time and walk to the bathroom? I mean, it's a fairly large house, so I mean that would drive me insane. So yeah, initially I was going to go for like an old school looking study, but I just realized that would be wrong because the entire rest of the house is very modern. Also, the first time I used this desk, which actually was a great idea because I go and use a table that looks very similar to this desk and kind of add it to the front, which you will see, but it looks super cool. I don't know, I'm quite fond of this little study corner that I've got going here. Very different look to the usual. Again, very modern as well. So right now I think I was just kind of struggling how to fill up the space, but I think it came together quite nicely. Of course, little encased typewriter. You see, but it's small stuff like that I was talking about. That's why you gotta kind of figure out what kind of people would live in the house. Because had I not known, I wouldn't really have thought about putting that typewriter there, or even that little picture frame of the two magazines. Because, yeah, I don't know. Just knowing who lives in the house kind of makes it easier to add the small clutter items. Not necessarily all the furniture, but definitely the small clutter items. It really, really helps. So yeah, this was a fairly large house. I won't lie. It took a while. I think it drove me off the wall from time to time. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm quite happy with it. I mean, again, it feels like one of those houses where, like, well, it's kind of just the upstairs that's a real huge waste of space. But sometimes that's okay. So yeah, it's definitely one of those houses where there's a lot of space wasted. I mean, downstairs everything is nicely squashed, and especially there by the bedroom side, definitely no waste of space there. But this upstairs area is definitely, yeah. And then I'm quite happy with the clutter there. I think it looks pretty cool. Like I said, that little extra desk there on the side adds a lot. Just adds a lot of feel. And then the bathroom, of course. I think that's the last thing I do here. Again, not sure. It should have been a smaller bathroom. And I know you're thinking, why not just make the bathroom smaller then? But then it would have just kind of ruined the whole look that was already going there. I don't know, maybe I just should have. Maybe it would have made the studio itself look cooler, but I don't know, that at that point I was just really trying to keep it as it was, because it looked really nice. So yeah. And I don't know, I'm also quite fond of this bathroom. Definitely has a very cool look to it. And I think the only reason why I also went and added a bathtub was because of the fact that I had so much space in here. And I, again, hate too much empty spaces. Drives me insane. So jumping to the screenshots at last, because wow, sometimes talking for so long is really difficult. Don't know if you ever picked that up. But yeah, going over around the house, here we have got our foyer. I think it looks pretty cool. I did add this little waterfall thing there in front of the mirrors. I don't know, let me know how that looks, because I feel like maybe the mirrors alone would have looked better. But yeah, going over to the dining room. Really sleek, modern, and then the wood panel wall. I'm quite like that statue there. It really brings a lot to that room. Our kitchen, which again, like I said, I'm very fond of. Didn't think I'd use the red woods, but looks really cool. That angle of this lounge, I love. I really, really do. It looked so nice. Going over to our other foyer, I think it looks amazing. Really, I think the fish tank thing looks pretty cool. And there's that white space. Looking at it now, it feels quite empty there. And then our first bathroom. Jumping over to, I don't know, it's a bedroom. It's not a spare bed. Maybe it is a spare bedroom. I don't know. I didn't have anyone in mind while making this. So usually that's what happens though when you don't have a person in mind. You kind of just make the most default looking stuff. Yeah, master bedroom, and then a look at the bathroom from outside. I really think that was such a cool idea. This little candle frame thing looks super cool. And there we go. You see it kind of really, those chairs match the painting. Don't know how. And a really nice view down to the pool, which I didn't show again the garden at the back, but you will see it. You kind of did already. Anyways, that is it for this house. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to leave a like and drop a comment if you did. Remember, I am open to suggestions, so please do leave one. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm hoping that you enjoy the other ones. I'm trying to not squeeze out creativity here, but yeah. This is Moses getting ready to bounce.